Hey everyone, Eric from Real Film Reviews Podcast. So I decided it was a lovely day, so I want to talk about outside in this field, by this field. That was a weird way to say it. We're going to talk about The Breakfast Club from 1985. I really like this movie. So movies from 1985, another 1985 movie. The year is almost over. We're in October right now. So, oh man, years gone by. Started this show back in January. So, yeah, directed by John Hughes. I had my buddy Corbett that's done a few videos talking about a movie.
I've been walking the whole damn time. I couldn't find my truck. Hang on, let me mic up. What movie are you fucking talking about?
Well, this was going to be our second attempt to talk about The Breakfast Club.
Oh, right.
Because we recorded a video and it was messed up because I set my phone by the AC and it blew in. We didn't have our mics.
We didn't have the mics, yeah.
But
I've been walking for so long.
I'm so confused. I've been trying to get a hold of you. Did you leave your phone in your truck?
No, my phone died on me.
Oh, God.
I couldn't find my truck.
Yeah, so we went a few weeks ago to watch The Long Walk. There's a video on there. Please watch it.
You sound so damn desperate.
I didn't mean.
No, we went and watched The Longest Walk, and my truck was literally right there, and
he just got up and walked out.
Well, I need to go. I had stuff I had to do, and then my phone died on me, and I've been walking ever since.
You've been walking for almost 3 weeks?
About 2 weeks at least. I mean, about a week and a half. It's been a while regardless.
God.
Like,
walking in a circle?
What movie are we doing? Breakfast Club? Oh.
Yeah.
Man, we watched this about probably in March when we watched this. Ironically, would have been more fitting because I went to some graduations and stuff in March. It's kind of ironic because the theme song to this is the whole "Don't You Forget About It," and everybody was playing that damn song as their background thing.
Man, I tried to get a hold of you for 2 weeks. I tried to get Corbett, but he wasn't able to come. That's why I had another chair set up. I figured he would come.
Were you just expecting some random person to come walking here?
Probably someone would have sat down and said, "Hey, what are we doing?"
knowing the people here.
But yeah, so like I said, we're talking about The Breakfast Club. Show them on the thing.
Man,
they see
30th anniversary. That is ridiculous. Well, it's backwards. You get it. That's perfect. Man, Breakfast Club. 30th anniversary. Wasn't it you wanted to watch this for 40th anniversary? You wanted to watch this though. You wanted to watch this because it was your 40th, right?
Yeah. That's just that came out 10 years ago.
I know we're technically going through some movies that are around your birthday time, so This is one of his movies he wanted to do. Year's getting kind of short, so we're trying to pump out more of these just to kind of have more of a schedule.
Yeah, but this is episode.
It's an episode. Given how I honestly don't remember the amount because we did so much car reviews, but given this movie is about 40 years old now, we were supposed to watch this in March, and like he said. We recorded. It was a really hot day. Wasn't thinking too clearly. But actually a good review, I felt. And then we realized, the AC is on. And halfway through, I turned it down. And you could hear us. But in the beginning, you just hear wind. Of course, our second obstacle, I don't know if you could see it in the background or hear it, but there's someone weed eating. So if we end up having to pause for a moment, it's probably because they're weed eating right beside us. Ironically, we're not by a baseball field. We're by a baseball field and not a... that's pretty close to me. We're by a baseball field and not a football field, but we figured a park setup was much more appropriate.
Episode 6, by the way.
Episode 6?
I had to search.
So, since it's been a bit, we're going to have to kind of rely on your talking. I don't honestly feel like this movie mostly will probably be able to blow through it a lot faster, given that it's just a lot of talking and stuff, but, we're going to try our best. Try to make these also more entertaining, I guess.
All right. So, The Breakfast Club, 1985, written and directed by John Hughes. And John Hughes was known through the 80s and I think maybe 90s also as writing like movies that are about like teen problems, like teenage stuff.
Right, if I remember correctly, it was about like coming of ages, teen problems, all that kind of stuff. Which is kind of ironic because the last movie we watched was definitely a coming of age, except you were getting shot if you stopped walking. So I guess that's kind of a dystopian coming of age story. But no one gets shot in this. Everyone's just stuck in purgatory and reliving having to go through a permanent loop of going to detention. At least that's kind of my, well, I was going to say headcanon theory. It's a theory in general, but I like that more. Kind of a more darker story to it.
All right, so starring Emilio Estevez, Paul Gleason, Anthony Michael Hall, Judd Nelson, Molly Ringwald, and Ali Sheedy.
Real quick question. Who is the main bully guy? Which one is that actor-wise?
Oh,
the main bully dude in this. I don't remember the actors' names.
Judd Nelson.
Judd Nelson, is that it? I know that there was a drug thing he was in with Burt Reynolds a while back, which is kind of funny to see him in this later on after watching The Breakfast Club. It's like, oh, I see it. And it's weird because it feels like it's a canon part of the universe in that whole aspect.
Like, real quick, though, I know that guy, not from this movie, but I randomly, in the 90s, was watching USA Network, and he had these two movies called Cabin by the Lake.
That sounds really familiar.
Yeah,
but
so
there's so many cabin in the woods.
So he would take women. He was like a writer, I think, but he would take women and drown them in the lake, like by tying something to their feet heavy, and they go down, and he makes like underwater, like a garden with them, like of women. Yeah.
This movie's supposed to be about a coming-of-age story, not people dying and drowning in the water. So please continue. Continue. You made me think of a completely different movie.
All right. There's a cinematography by Thomas Del Ruth, edited by Dee Dee Allen, music by Keith Forsey. All right. The budget of the movie was $1 million, but the box office made $51.5 million.
And all that budget went to that one damn theme song. No, we talked about this before, but I noticed when watching this movie, it's funny watching it and realizing the whole time I'm watching it, and maybe this didn't pop up back in the 80s and whatnot, but watching it, it's like you can kind of tell like that library makes no sense for the type of school they're in. Like it's a big school, but it's like that library feels like a standalone library itself. And you told me they had to completely rebuild like a gym or something, or they rebuilt some whole structure to have that.
It's in these notes. I can get to it.
I mean, we can get to it later. I just thought it was like,
oh yeah,
I thought it was impressive because I was like, shit. If our library was like that, I'd be like, I still hung out in the library a lot when I was younger, but seeing that library, it's like, man, I would have been there even more. Like that seemed better than the gym.
Released in February 15th. Of 1985, by the way, and like we always do, before I give some notes,
God, does he have them?
You want? Oh yeah, you want to give us a plot crunch?
I mean, I kind of did. It's basically a bunch of kids that died and they're stuck in purgatory, and I guess their Grim Reaper, who is their parents, constantly keep bringing them back, and they relive a hell daily with. I can't remember the guy's name. And it's really, I'm more thinking now of like Hades with the guy with the River of Styx that like helps you get across the River of Styx, the boat guy. That's kind of who I was envisioning the main dude who watches over him, the principal at the time. But yeah, I mean, I like that theory of it kind of being in purgatory. It gives you a different spin, even though we know it's just kids basically just going to a day of detention, which ironically, again, it's like, I've never been to detention, but I think if I got it being an awesome library like that, it wouldn't be that bad. Also, detention really, and I think this is for kind of everybody, it was only like an hour or two thing, where this was like the whole day kind of deal. Also, this, ironically, given this is our second attempt, the wind is kind of blowing, but I think it's going to be a lot better. You can probably hear us a lot better, so I do apologize. There's a little bit of wind. Wanted to change the scenery. It's honestly a beautiful day outside. Given where we're at, it's better visually because the other places we had, they would have passed, but it wouldn't have been that great. Anyway, let's get on to the movie. I've rambled too much, and so go ahead and start us off, as you were saying, through your notes.
All right. Um,
I'm waiting for the wind to take them.
by the way, like the song at the beginning, the "Don't You Forget About Me" by Simple Minds was written for the movie.
Yeah, I remember you said that.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna be throwing back a little bit to that first one. Is that their only big hit? I guess I'd have to look because I don't know any other thing.
But like, it's going on and some glass shattered.
That's right. The glass scared the shit out of me. There was 3 audible disturbances in this damn movie. One was the glass shatter. The second one had to do with a chair screech, like putting it in front of him. I don't remember what part that is. We'll probably get to it. And then there's the part where he's locked in and he screams like, "Fuck you!" And it's like, I get it, the impact, but it was so much more quieter. And when you got those headphones on, it's not like being in a theater where it's like, okay, it's loud, but the speakers are over there. Having headphones on, it's like, ugh. That glass shatter, I was like, ugh. Go ahead, continue.
But I like how they have like a little montage of things in the school,
Right.
and they show a locker that looks like it was burnt, which we'll learn what happened later. But the kids all get dropped off, and
I'm just checking to make sure.
so they're all in there. The principal, which I can't think of that actor's name. I think his name was Paul Gleason.
He was in some other movies too,
Yeah.
but I cannot recall.
But he sits them all down, all 5 of the students. He wants them to write a 1,000-word essay.
1,000-word essay, basically explaining themselves each, and kind of just, I think it was each, if I remember correctly, and that was kind of the whole assignment for the entire time. And habits ensue and stuff. You got the whole he leaves the door open kind of thing. He's sitting across.
When he goes, "Don't mess with the bull, young," or
don't mess with the bull, young man. You'll get the horns.
Yeah,
and he does the whole fucking.
I love it when he goes to his office and you don't see him, and then all of a sudden he goes.
Yeah, that was good. What's funny is, and again, this has been a bit since we've seen the movie. I don't remember exactly all what happens, but I know the bully kid. What's the bully guy's name? Just so I know.
The actor?
Not the actor, the actual name of the character.
I think they call him Bender.
Bender. If we got it wrong, I'm sorry. It's going to be Bender for this thing.
I think I may have it. I may have his name written in the notes, but we'll get there.
Go ahead and look through your notes while I describe the scene. But the scene that I really, really like is he goes and messes with the door and undoes it. Undoes the support thing. It is Bender?
Yeah.
Okay. He undoes the support thing. The door can't hold. And I remember looking at that door thinking, there was 2 things. So they want to move like a bookshelf thing. It's like, obviously, the chair isn't going to hold the book thing. It isn't going to hold it. But I noticed when watching the movie, at the bottom of the door, they had those kickstands that are actually designed to set up to keep the door open for that case. Now, maybe the top part's supposed to support it, but it's like they didn't even acknowledge that. And he's just like, he gave up. And I'm thinking, man, that could have...
I didn't even notice that.
They had a little kickstand there, and it's like, I'm so used to having at school events and everything, them having those doors open, that being the only thing. Again, the top piece could be the main support too, but I thought it was funny to notice that. I'm like, maybe he's just so mad, but whatever. Movie, plot device.
But yeah, Bender trying to rile everyone up because that's the kind of person he is. And he makes fun of Emilio Estevez's character because of his wrestling.
Right.
High school wrestling. And he's sitting there doing it, but but I don't know all their character names. I forgot to write some of them down. I just wrote Emilio but Emilio says the typical 80s thing because it was correct at the time. He says, "You wouldn't know anything about that, faggot," which was probably
right. Everybody's going to use that in the 80s.
Oh yeah, that term was thrown around a lot in a lot of movies. A couple of them that I watched recently too.
Well, it is kind of like, I've come to realize, and I said this I think in the other review, all these like 80s movies that I thought I've seen, I've only seen like sections of them, and it made me feel like I've seen the whole movie or not that much. Jaws was one of them where apparently I've only saw the tail end of Jaws. This movie was one of those like I've only seen sections, but never the full movie. And it's kind of weird to think that, where it's like, have I actually seen this 80s movie in full, or is this my first time watching it in full? You know, it's weird. It's funny to like kind of come across those movies like that. But go ahead though.
I'm trying to get away from that scene, but I forgot when he.
Well, why do you think I was trying to help you with that?
No.
So move on. Next scene.
I wanted to talk about too because he undid the door
Yeah,
and did all the screws, and then he put the screw in his pocket.
yeah.
Yeah, because the vice principal asked him like, who closed the door, and he's like, "Where's the screw?" And Bender says, "It just fell out, sir. The world is an imperfect place."
I think, like, the over part, well, I'll save this part for the ending of the movie, because there was something that did slightly bother me, but it's like, I guess it's because they've been around each other for so long. But all right, go ahead and continue.
I guess all that smart ass that he's talking gave him like detention for like the rest of his life.
I guess we're having to mainly go off his notes because, given the fact that I watched this maybe 4 years ago,
so
it's like, and like I was telling him, I was like, a lot of this is talking, like,
and of course, they're all bored, just sitting there doing things with the pencil and the note under the lip, above the lip, under the nose, and they're all talking to each other. And
at what point is it? Because again, that's really the problem about this movie, is it's a lot of talking and stuff. So you could really take one scene and put it in front of the other. And I don't remember how far back. I want some of your pages. I don't remember how far. You don't have to get you. Did you already talk about that?
No.
Okay. Anyway, try.
Hit my ankle.
You should just let it go on.
It's okay.
You can take any part of this movie, and I feel like the part I'm trying to remember is the eating part. I feel like that was more at the tail end of the movie. And again, you could put these at any part. That might have been a little further, but I know like there's interrogation part. Eventually, Bender wants to get his weed. I think the weed part happens before the bag and stuff. And it's kind of weird overall how in this movie they become friends in a sense, but it's like the ending makes it seem like they became best friends, and it's kind of like, I don't really know. But yeah, anyway.
I like when Bender he's trying to get her name. Molly Ringwald's name is Claire, and he's like, Claire's a fat girl's name, which I've never met a fat girl named Claire, so he lied.
I don't think I've ever met a Claire, just in general.
I don't think I have either.
I don't think I've ever. Maybe it's just, given where we live, it might be different.
Yeah, so I guess, so they're going, they get their lunch. Claire eats sushi. And, hold on,
you are scatterbrained through this movie. I guess
man.
I walked for too long or something. All right, so we'll just talk about the food part. The food part, I think, was hilarious to me because of the fact of just how much, like, the jock obnoxiously ate with his chips, the apple. How many sandwiches? Like 4 or 5 sandwiches he pulled out?
4 sandwiches.
He pulled out a thermos, I think, too. Again, it's been so long.
When he's taking them out, just sitting there, and everyone's just staring.
It's the fact that he had a whole bag of chips. And did he do the thing where he opened it and put the chips in there? I know what's her name, the strange art kid. She oh god, I just got reminded of her.
She put cereal.
Yeah, she put like cereal and mashed it all together. She basically made a giant sugar rush.
Yeah.
But I know like
those pixie sticks.
Yeah,
I know.
My god. And then you had the preppy girl. Again, I don't remember the character's name. It's been so long. But the preppy girl had like she had sushi. What did the nerdy guy have? It was kind of just like a standard sandwich. It wasn't anything amazing, but I know like that was kind of the point of it.
Oh, Emilio Estevez's character's named Andrew, and he had 3 sandwiches.
3 sandwiches. Again, I feel like I'm getting scenes mixed up here because
Did your mom marry Mr. Rogers? That's what Bender tells her.
Well, I'm getting scenes mixed up, and I know like you're having trouble finding the order here, so
I got a lot going on.
Look, at this point, we're more just talking about the movie. That's kind of what you're listening to.
This is mostly just to follow where we're at and talk about like the things that we wanted to talk about.
Well, I'm kind of screwing up the flow here because I feel like the art part that I got reminded of with her drawing, and I was like, "Oh, it's so beautiful." And then she uses her dandruff as snow. And it's like
that's gross. You need to wash your hair.
Well, it's like I draw for a living, but my crusty ass ain't going. Oh, let me just do this. It's like, good Lord.
She's so weird.
Well, that's kind of and it's kind of funny the glow up she has at the end of this.
But
because I know that's really kind of the main parts that stick with me is Bender gives them all a hard time. They go get his weed, which that whole scene, I don't really know why they technically helped him because they weren't far along in the movie, I felt, to where it was like, let's help this guy. I guess they just were like, camaraderie of being stuck in it together.
Also, too, the interesting character in there besides the principal is the janitor Carl.
Right,
when he says, I am the eyes and ears of this institution.
Wasn't the janitor the nerdy guy's father?
No, he wasn't related to any of them.
Okay, I don't know why I thought it was his father. But I know, the scenes that stick out to me, because, again, you got most of it's talking, which I even thought, shit, this is going to be a hard movie to talk about unless we really theory dive into it. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people that have deep dived into these. We're still trying to figure out our flow here. Because the scenes that stick out to me is the drug scene, Bender getting his weed, which he beats the shit out of the lockers. Then he ends up getting stuck in the janitorial closet, which at that point was the whole obnoxious, him screaming, "Fuck you," and the loud sound. I think he was going to fight him at one point. He was trying to antagonize him.
They tried to fight.
Yeah, and he's like, "You're not going to basically mount up to anything." That happens. I don't remember when the loud chair scene was. I feel like it was before that. I'm sorry if I keep bringing it up, but that scene was so obnoxiously loud for a chair going across that whoever was the audio dude needed to fucking recheck himself on that.
Wasn't that Bender doing that?
I think so. He scrapes it, he sits backwards. But it was such a loud sound. I was like, I had to take my headphones off, man. I know there's that. And I'm kind of I'm more just saying scenes now since you're kind of lost in your notes. I know there's that. What number of notes do you have, by the way?
I have 7 pages.
Okay, so it's not a commando scene where you had 14 pages.
Well, I did have 3 pages of or 2.5 of some behind the scenes stuff, which we'll talk about that. We'll do that at the end.
Talk about that at the tail end.
But that's fine
because I know there's that scene. There is. He antagonizes them, which I think the antagonizing happened before the drug scene. Again, this is trying to remember this shit. From 3 to 4 months ago. There's the antagonizing scene. They dance at one point, but that's at the end. I think that's after they've had their deep talking moment. They get high. They all start dancing goofily and having their moments. We have the food eating scene as well. I know I am butchering up the order here. I'm just
no. I'm
trying to help you because you're I see you in your notes.
I thought about stopping this video, but we're already halfway.
We're halfway through. Come on.
So it's gonna go. I've had a lot going on the last couple of weeks. I'm trying to focus here, so
yeah,
I need to do this.
I'm honestly just trying to help him on this part.
It's all good.
We don't need to honestly have a structure. It's better just talk about our favorite moments. But yeah, there's that. Let's see. They have. We'll just move on to. They have the dancing and all that. Move on to the part where they're all sitting down talking.
Well, there is the part where they're still sitting at the tables, and Brian, Anthony Michael Hall character, the nerdy guy, keeps asking questions of Bender, I think.
Oh, yeah.
And then Bender's like, I'm going to beat the shit out of you.
I know there's they fight at one point. They have the whole wrestling.
But that was the time when they went to go get the pot.
Okay.
But also, too, Allison, just the crazy girl, she takes his combination lock. She just takes it off the thing and leaves.
Wasn't she spitting? Spitballs or something. She did something else that was gross. I know she threw her freaking piece of bologna and smacked on the statue, and it's
oh man.
Yeah, her whole food thing was. But I know, man, what other scenes are there? Because I was going to move us on to, and it's closer to the tail end because I know they dance.
Well, I wanted to bring this up. so then when they went to get the pot, they're trying to get back, and I think that Bender kind of distracts the principal to let everyone get back, and the principal has Bender in the closet, and he's threatening to like punch him in the stomach. Or did he punch him in the stomach?
No, he never touched him. He threatened to because he wanted physical altercation, and Bender never did it.
Yeah, so he left him
because he knew if Bender did it, then he could retaliate. He could either retaliate and be like self-defense, or he could be like, "Hi, you hit someone. I really can put you in jail now." So there was a whole reason why he was going.
And he hides in Brian's underwear. The nerdy guy.
Yeah,
he hides the pot in his underwear.
I know he sneaks through.
He
the vent, and really the vent falling should have gave it away, but it was like, all right.
And the principal comes in and he's like, "I heard a ruckus." He used the word ruckus.
Yeah.
And he tells him everything, and he goes, "I will not be made a fool of." And he turns around to walk out, and there's a piece of toilet paper. There's a toilet paper protector stuck on the back of his pants.
I'm thinking, there's a few parts I kind of wish they could have elaborated more in this movie. Like, I know at one point the dude's digging through everybody's files, and the janitor's like, "What you doing, man?" Like, I kind of wish there could have been a little bit more in that. But I also get it, just leaving it open-ended, kind of that like adds more. So I understand on that. I don't really know if you got any other scenes you want to talk about. The main scene that's coming through my head at the moment is the again, I brought it up, but they're sitting down at the deal talking about their feelings. Yeah. That's the way I was going. I don't know if
I think you already brought it up too, but like everyone's talking about how their life is at home. And,
no, I didn't bring that part up. I was going to that part because they were talking in that like little top center kind of thing.
Because I remember they were all sitting kind of
they're all sitting.
Circle.
That was like the ending of the movie, kind of close to it, where they kind of like bond. And I don't remember if they danced. I think they got stoned and then danced, and then through bonding they went and released all their talking.
Runs into that room, slams the door, and he screams, and the glass breaks. It's like. That was weird.
Yeah,
that was weird. But I was also when they were talking about, like I said, about how their life is at home, and then Bender gets up and it's like doing the impression of his dad.
Oh yeah,
talking about cigarette burns on his arm.
That was definitely before.
And then he's like.
It's an iconic.
And he's like, fuck you," and he's talking about getting punched by his dad.
I know there was like
beaten by his dad.
That's where you forget. That's where you get two scenes mixed up because his dad's the one that hit him, not the principal.
Because I was also thinking about the scene too when he gets up and does the impressions, like, "Hey, Pop." "Yeah, Dad."
Yeah, it was like, what? No,
but he was making fun of. He was making fun of Brian's character when he did that. And then they're like, "So what's your life at home?" And then he does the "fuck you."
Yeah.
He shows them the cigarette burns. This is what happens when you spill paint in the garage.
Yeah.
But they're all sitting around talking about their future. And
so I know that scene happens probably more in the middle of the movie, and I know that later. The scene I keep referring to is later in the movie where they're literally sitting in a circle.
Yeah, I'm getting close to the end here of my notes.
Yeah, well, then we'll talk about that scene.
But
we're trying to speed this up just the last time. But no, in the last part also just, we don't want to get completely...
When they're all bonding, sitting around in the circle.
I mean, you say they're bonding, they really just talk about like trauma and kind of being an ass to the preppy girl.
And then Allison...
She kind of ends up liking that, so it's like, okay.
Allison, the weird girl, says that she sleeps with her shrink, but then like you don't know if she's lying or not.
Yeah, and then she tells her, she's like, "I actually was lying." It's like, oh, okay. I think the weirdest part about that was the dude talking about duct taping the guy's butt.
Yeah, they
like the cheek part, and then apparently, like, I guess it ripped skin. Which, first off, what kind of fucking tape are you using? If that's what happened, dude either was really hairy or like, dude, what kind of fucking tape are you using for the?
But yeah, they're all sitting there and like basically talking about why they're here. Claire, the preppy girl, Molly Ringwald, why was she there? Do you remember? This is what happens when you do a review of a movie that you haven't watched.
That's why I'm like, let's just shoot the shit and just talk about scenes.
But no, I was wanting to talk about it because
I don't know why she is there. I know that like the jock guy is there because I think pressure with grades. I know the nerdy guy wasn't there because of he was pressure with grades, or he didn't like score.
Yeah, that's what I was about to talk about.
I don't know why. I really don't remember why the characters were all there.
Well, Emilio Estevez's character was there because he was messing with a guy with that duct tape.
The duct tape thing,
And,
yes. Okay,
it got pretty bad.
Okay, I think it went duct tape for him. Obviously, Bender. Sorry, didn't mean to hit that. Obviously, Bender was because of
He's an asshole,
being an asshole and messing up.
And Brian
had the whole like.
So he was
misleading of thinking he was going to.
Well, let's set that up real quick. So
I was going to go through the other two because I know like the art girl just was like, I want to be here. I think maybe Molly was there because of bad grades. Maybe that might have been it. I really don't remember with her though. She's kind of the wild card. I wish I could remember. But it's going to click after this review.
So Brian, he's like a straight A student, and I think he was in woodshop trying to make something, and he got a bad grade, and he was upset that he got a bad grade.
And it really wasn't a bad grade.
No. So he went to go get a gun, and it goes off in his locker. It's like, okay, so I guess he was going to kill himself. But then he brought a flare gun. It was a flare gun, and that's what the locker that was just on fire at the beginning of the movie was. That was his locker. It went off in his locker, and they all kind of laughed about it too. Which it's like, I guess that's the. How do you get a flare gun?
Oh, it's not hard. You can buy them like at Walmart.
I've never noticed.
It's in the camping sections of places. I've seen them all the time. It's meant to obviously be like an SOS thing, so it's more available. Yes, you can mess someone up. I don't know.
We should get one and shoot one. Will we get in trouble for that?
No, we won't. Depends on where. Obviously, if we did it here at the baseball field, we'd get in trouble.
Talk about at the house out in the field.
That's the problem. Do you want to set your field on fire? Because,
No,
I'm
really.
pretty sure a lot of people, given we're in the countryside, it's more relaxed on that, but, it depends on where you're shooting it. Location is the important place on that answer. Just like if you shot a real gun, location.
But they were talking about talents and stuff that they got. And Claire put the lipstick between her boobs.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Which was pretty cool, but at the same time,
it was pretty cool, huh?
Oh, boobs are cool. Which that scene is my favorite scene in the movie. No, not that.
Don't say.
Not that.
We know where his head is. Oh, when they're talking. Yeah. Oh, nice cover.
Yeah, when they're talking. Yeah. And stuff. I think I'm more awake now.
I actually don't know what my favorite scene in the movie would be. Probably maybe the lunch. Maybe the part where they're all putting their lunch together. The dancing part is entertaining, but I think probably when they're all putting their lunches out. Because that part really sticks to my head. Even watching it, I was like, I remember there was someone with an obnoxious amount of food. So, yeah. I guess we pretty much have covered the ending part of the movie. Well, and then he can talk about that. Is they basically kind of all become friends in a sense, and then they're like, "Hey, we're gonna give her a makeover," and she looked really good. And then it's like,
they put all the stuff on her, and they gave her a little outfit. And
so I understand it was a full day, and they kind of became friends. But the weird part was the next step of them all just being in a relationship.
Yeah.
It's so like that felt like that could have, and maybe, I don't know, I get it, it's a movie, but it felt like that could have been more established over multiple periods, but I guess just this moment of bonding.
Like, so they do that, and then it's Bender and Claire. Well, no, we're going to talk about Brian and Allison first.
Mm-hmm.
The crazy girl. They doll her up. They come outside. They're about to leave, and then they kiss. Which, even as long as I've seen this movie, seeing that scene at the end, like, say, like the girl, the dad, comes to pick her up.
Yeah, he's right
And
there. just
kissing
like,
a boy like right in front of your dad. Like, I'm not saying that like it's a death sentence, but like it would be something kind of like, what are you doing with that boy? I've always thought about that like randomly.
You could have the dad could have also seen it like, oh, she's with the jock character, and given how sports and stuff was so big, or it was much. I mean, it's always a big thing, but I feel like in the '80s it was probably more flared up than '90s and stuff. So he could have been like, "Woo!" But I don't know. The thing is, it's the fact that they kiss, and you can tell the dude who's driving is just like a standard actor, not to do anything, and he's like, "I'm gonna drive the car," because she gets in the car and he doesn't like look naturally.
Yeah.
From what I remember, he just drives forward. That's the whole thing. And then like the dad of the jock. Even he has more. He doesn't do a thing where it's like, he doesn't do the whole like my boy or whatever. He just kind of does. From what I remember, it wasn't like he didn't really acknowledge that happened either. It's like, yep, they kissed. Which again, this kind of reinforces the fact that they're all in purgatory because the parents and shit didn't really have a reaction. I mean,
or it was all in Allison's head because she's crazy.
Yeah, that'd actually be interesting too. That she just dreamed.
But we're gonna wrap this up here. But I do like it ends with the voiceover from Brian's character. He writes the paper. He's the only one. He's basically telling like, yeah, we're not going to do this. You're not going to tell us.
It's kind of funny how he still got forced into it. I mean, I get it. He'd be the best one to write it, but it's funny. I guess to him, if he's so he just could write it fast.
when he goes, we got the brain, athlete, the basket case, the princess, and the criminal. And he goes, sincerely, the Breakfast Club. Don't you forget up. Fist bump.
Fist bump. What I wanted to ask is, I remember this. What was the original name of the Breakfast Club before he had it? You had that in your notes last time.
It is in here, and I'm about to go through the stuff that I was going to do.
Let's go ahead.
But I also wanted to say real quick that Brian, Anthony Michael Hall's character, he gets dropped off at the beginning of the movie by his mom and sister. In real life, that's his real mom and real sister. And at the end of the movie, his dad comes to pick him up. His dad is played by the director, John Hughes.
I guess they just felt like it just felt more natural to be like a different parent come pick him up.
But that's the movie. But I'm gonna give a little some stuff.
It's gonna be you on this because you had more to it. So
okay,
please be patient. He is.
Yeah, I'm just gonna read most of this. So, but
thank you so far for sticking through the video on this. We're trying to still figure all this out. Even we're on like number 6. It's gonna probably take a bit for us to flow and be more natural in front of the camera, but we're trying.
But so Hughes completed the screenplay in 1982 and moved forward with casting following the success of 16 Candles in 1984. Principal photography took place from March 28th. From March to May of 1984. That's what I meant. Sorry. At the shuttered Maine North High School in Des Plaines, Illinois, which served as the film's primary location. The school also used for interior shots in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. The school library was way too small for filming, so an enlarged replica was built inside the gym.
I'm telling you, man. Yeah, that's right. You said gym, and I was just like watching it. I'm like, this looks really cool for a library, but it felt like the school had to be bigger. It felt like a college library, honestly. But I mean, I'm pretty sure that school still gets revisited in like iconic scenes.
Oh,
and stuff.
I'm sure.
Probably the same thing for that library. Unless they tore it down.
The cast rehearsed 3 weeks before filming. The movie was shot in. It's one of the rare occasions where a movie is shot in chronological order. Which I always thought they did that.
You could about
movies.
Oh no, they'll.
But when I found out that they don't, I'm like, well, how do you put it together? And then that's what editing is called. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's easier to have a list and be like, all right, today we're going to do the fight. We're going to film the ending of the movie. We're going to film the middle.
But Judd Nelson improvised the final scene multiple times before landing on the famous fist bump. And here you go. This is what you wanted to know. The film was originally titled The Lunch Bunch, which is a weird name. I'm glad they didn't.
That's so bad.
I'm glad they didn't do that.
So bad.
But he changed it because he heard a friend in high school detention group say that name.
It's like, I know I probably couldn't have come up with a better name, but it's just not a good
He wrote the script. John Hughes wrote it at the same time as he did 16 Candles, which he completed in only a few days. And hold on. The script impressed studio execs who decided the movie will be his directorial debut. He's written a lot of these movies, but this was the first one that he directed. The film was released on February 17th and was considered a commercial success, grossing $51.5 million against a $1 million budget. Critics widely praised the film's script, performances, and emotional resonance, and is often cited as Hughes' most defining works. The prominence of the main cast contributed to their collective designation as members of the Brat Pack, a term popularized by the media. In 2016, it was selected for preservation in the United States National Film Registry by the Library of Congress for being culturally, historically, or aesthetically significant.
Not to completely shit on your notes, but do you think anybody wants to hear that little section?
Well,
I'm not trying to shit on his notes or anything, but he has a lot of fucking notes. That section, I kind of, when you mentioned that little part, I kind of zoned out.
About the Library of Congress?
Yeah.
Well, that's where they took the great movies and they put them.
I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just trying to state how I feel some listeners
Well, just so you know, the next two reviews that we're planning also mention that. so yeah.
I'm at the mercy of his notes.
But
I'm sorry. I started.
It's okay.
It's really comfortable out here right now, and you probably have noticed me close my eyes and just listening. It's really fucking nice compared to how it was. That long ass walk, fucking so.
I still.
Go ahead, keep reading.
But
I'm sorry. I apologize.
It's okay. I'm not mad at you. It is widely regarded as one of the greatest teen films ever made and a quintessential work of 1980s American cinema.
What other movie would you consider? Because when I think of coming of age movies, The Sandlot was big for me when I was younger. I was into baseball and all that. So I'm trying to think of some other coming of age films. That's kind of like
Stand By Me.
I never seen Stand By Me.
I haven't fully seen it either. I know what happens, and it's pretty sad. And that may be one that we should talk about down the road.
Yeah, we could figure that out. I'm trying to think if there's
Stand By Me, which I found out too was a short story called The Body by Stephen King. I didn't know that.
Ironically, another Stephen King movie. I'm trying to think of what other coming of age movies, and it's like it's going to click after we end this one. But yeah, Sandlot really sticks in my head. That, I was so big into baseball, and that'd be another one. We originally wanted to do that for summer. Perfectly enough, I guess we could film right here again because there's literally a baseball field behind us.
Killing me, Smalls.
You're killing me, Smalls. You're killing me. Goonies. That's another one. Goonies is a come of age
Never
story.
seen the Goonies.
I have seen, like I said, I have learned that I've seen chunks of movies and my mind thinks it's a full. Would you consider Short Circuit, is it, with Johnny Five? Would you consider it a coming of age movie? I mean, it's about the robot.
I don't know.
It's not like it's kind of his coming of age story, but well, you know what, man? I got to get walking, so I got to find my truck. So, all right, man, here you go.
Hey, what?
Have a good one.
Hey, wait there, man. Hey. Oh, where's he? Like, share, and subscribe, please. Don't you forget about me. Don't. God, that was fucking stupid.
This is stupid.